Hey y'all, APG Jamie here, and today we're going to play with some embossing powders. I really like playing with them, and so let's go ahead and get started. So right there, I started off on cleaning off that rubber stamp because it had some, I don't know, stuff on it, and I didn't want it on there, so I cleaned it off with a baby wipe, and it got fuzzy, so now I'm rubbing all that off. I know, we're going to get to the point in just a minute. Have your lucky stars aligned? Mine finally did. That is a anti-static embossing pillow thingy I made there. And it is a good idea to run one of those across your surface that you're going to be embossing, your heat embossing. So that we've got our sticky ink on, we're putting our gold powder on, and hopefully you guys are going to be able to see the magic that happens when you melt embossing powder with a heat gun. Y'all, fixing to get a heat gun. Just rubbing it off the edge there because sometimes it gets on the edge. Oh, I need a brush off the extras because it will turn, it will stick, and it will show up. Okay, get ready. I'm going to heat it up from the back for just a minute. I've already preheated the heat gun a little bit. There it happens. Oh, magic. Oh, I love this stamp, y'all. It's even still on the wood base. It was one of those ones I got from the big Hobby Lobby clearance a year ago. Pretty much a year ago. Oh, it's over a year already. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Pretty. So now we're going to move on, and we're going to do some embossing. These are the mats because I'm making some greeting cards, if I didn't tell you that. Now, to get a good deep embossing, you're going to want to lightly, ever so lightly, spritz your cardstock. And I will have to figure out my sandwich. I seem to have to do this every stinking time. Okay? Figure out my sandwich to get my embossing. I'm lining it all up because I want it centered because my mat is a little bit bigger than the embossing folder, so I'm just essentially lining it up. Take that one out, put this one on, smoosh it up. I don't know, did it work? I think it worked. So the dampness makes your embossing slightly deeper, and it will help keep your cardstock from cracking, which it is subject to do from time to time. And just gonna do another one. Doing a couple of them. Can you see? Can you see? Yeah, you can see it. So now we're going to be back on the desk, and we're just going to round the corners. Essentially just showing you like one card and the pieces and junk. Because I made a whole bunch of cards all the same. So I like to assembly line sometimes. So we're just going to round the corners with that little corner rounder. This little corner rounder makes little corners. Little rounded corners. So we're just going to do that a few times. I spent, I don't know, 30-45 minutes making 6 cards. And, oh, I'm inking around the edge. Look at that, check it out. Inking around the edge. I'm such a big time person now. Inking the edges almost all the time. Anyway, assembly lining it makes it much quicker. What did I say? 6 cards in like 30-45 minutes? Inking around that mat. I could have used a green ink, which I probably should have, but you know, I like the black because I plan on using black sentiment on the inside that I computer printed. Now here is our mat. I'm calling it a mat. I don't know, call it what you want. Piece of cardstock with some embossing on it. And we use that to washi tape. The birthday fairy brought me that washi tape, y'all. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? I remember that. And it's just some original Aleene's tacky glue I have in a little squirts bottle. It's got the little pin needle like nose thing on it, and I have it watered down slightly so it will squirt out, otherwise it won't come out. Here, putting that on there. Is it straight? Sort of, maybe, I don't know, maybe just a little tiny little bit. Okay, I think that's good. So yep, essentially every card is the same. Going to use the ATG, which is an advanced tape glider. We tend to call them ATG guns. I don't know, because this is what we do. They're not even shaped anything like a gun. They have a trigger. So there you go. And that is like 1/2 inch wide permanent adhesive. Permanent. It's permanent. Goes on your permanent record. Smooshing that down. Now it may or may not be perfectly straight, but it's straight enough for me. Okay? Because all my friends in the card lottery so understand. Perfection in the little imperfections makes each and every one of them unique. So I'm smooshing down some phone? Oh, for heaven's sakes, Lord bless my heart, foam tape. This is sticky on both sides, and you pull the release paper off there, and then you just smoosh it down, and there you go. That's it. That's the front of the card. Ta-da! Now we're going to go on the inside. We're going to do just a little bit more on the inside. So I have these die cuts, stars, and I've got a star stamp, and I have miscellaneous star stamps, and I do not know who the makers of the star stamps are. They're star stamps. It just happened to fit pert near perfectly on that Sizzix star die cut. Okay? Gold embossing powder. This seems to be going real slow. Tamping it off. I don't know why I'm going so slow. Y'all could have sped this part up. Well, we're not even quite 13 minutes, so there you go. We didn't need to speed up. That's pretty good time for a quick little video. Don't you think? I think so. Don't worry, I'm going to come back on the screen. See? Just got to get my heat gun going on over her. Watch the magic. Magic. Whoa. That's one of the coolest things about embossing powder. Embossing powder is a powderized plastic, y'all, and when you heat it up, it melts. But you need the sticky ink to make it initially stick to whatever you're sticking it on. Okay? Okay. So now we're going to stamp this little girl. That's the only little stamp I pulled out of that whole big old stamp set. Oh, there's a list of ingredients in the description box below. Click on the word more to see more. And so there we go. Stamped them out. Ta-da! They're all stamped out. Now I'm going to get some Prisma pencils. I'm going to color them. No, I don't zoom in because, I'm just going to lightly color them. Just a little light color. Very light. Because this is kind of a St. Patrick's Day card, y'all. Sort of. I don't mention Patrick at all. Nor any saint, for that matter. But it is lucky. And it is going to arrive, hopefully, by the 17th. March, St. Patrick's Day, and lucky. And look at that. We're going to add a little shading. It's so little you can't even tell, especially on screen. You can hardly tell in person. You gotta get up there real close and personal with it. And just like magic, I've colored them all. Almost done. Got to put some face color on her. Putting some face color on her. Just can't hardly even see it. Just can't hardly even see it. Now I put a little pink on her cheek. A little tiny, tiny pink on her cheek. Like I said, you got real close personal to see it. So now we're going to cut her out. But I'm going to save the time because y'all know how to cut stuff out. Now I am not totally fussy cutting. I am leaving a fair amount of edge around there. Because she's just too tiny, just too stinking tiny to cut out. Now I have that, the star cluster on edge die thingy, the Sizzix one, and we're just going to use a thinner ATG gun to put the permanent tape on the back of that little computer printed sentiment. It says, "Your lucky star." Even though there's a bunch of stars, it could have been stars. Have your lucky stars aligned. Yes, they have. They have now. Card lottery. So there we go. There's a little piece of sticky on there. I'm going to try to get it off. I get it off finally at last. Finally get out of the way. Oh, something on there. Brush it off of my desk. There we go. Okay. Now I need to get out my little glue again because I need to glue the little stars because I don't feel like running tape on there and then having to pick it off all the edges. So just gotta put a little glue on there. My favorite. Y'all know what my favorite glue is? Yes, you do. I don't know why I'm going so slow. Does it feel slow to you? I'll give you a moment to reflect on that question. No, it's rhetorical. You really don't have to answer. I appreciate your answer in your head, though. So we're going to stick that on right about there. Now we're on the inside of the card now, y'all. Smash it down. Okay, now let's put some glue on the back of our little girl that we stamped and colored with the little pencils. Hello, tiny girl. We're all so tiny. Now hold her up there because you didn't put your star on there yet. Get your star over there. Where are you going to put it? I don't know. Where are you going to put it? I don't know where I'm going to put it. Let's wait and see. We're going to put it probably about right there. Yeah, looks good. Okay, now there is the foam tape already on the back of the stars because y'all already saw how to do that. Now we're going to put something for her to stand on. We're going to use that washi tape again. Look at that. I'm using the washi tape again. So she's standing on the stars. Y'all get the green for the shamrock and all that. And, you know, in America, our money is green. And it's kind of reminiscent of money, y'all. Even though it's not. Ta-da! Look at our photo montage. So I do appreciate each and every one of you. You are all my lucky stars. Just saying, because you are. I appreciate your kind comments, your valuable time, your shares, your kind comments. I just appreciate y'all. I really do. Photo montage. Look at that. Have you shared a video lately? Perhaps now's the time. Thanks for watching and happy arting, y'all.